If you grew up thinking love hurts, that peace feels suspicious, or that silence means safety, congratulations, you've survived a toxic family system. Now let's break it down before it breaks you. If you grew up thinking love hurts, that peace feels suspicious, or that silence means safety, congratulations, you've survived a toxic family system. And that's not your fault. Families are supposed to teach us love, safety, and trust. But sometimes they teach us fear, guilt, and confusion instead. The patterns we grew up with don't disappear when we move out. They hide in our relationships, our boundaries, and even the voice inside our heads. That voice that says, "Don't upset anyone, keep it together, be the good one." In the next 9 minutes, we're going to decode 10 of the most common toxic family patterns. Not to blame anyone, but to help you see the invisible rules you were raised by. Because the moment you see the pattern, you can finally stop playing the role it gave you. The Martyr Family. When sacrifice becomes control. Ever had a parent who said, "After all I've done for you," and somehow you end up apologizing for wanting a life of your own? That's the Martyr Family. It looks loving on the surface. Parents who sacrifice everything, who work non-stop, who never think of themselves. But underneath, sacrifice becomes a form of control. Their pain becomes currency. Children in martyr families grow up believing love must cost something. That to be good, they must suffer too. It's emotional debt disguised as devotion. Story example: mom works 2 jobs, skips every joy, then guilt trips her kids for being ungrateful. The message lands, "Your happiness hurts me." Martyrdom is often a cover for unhealed resentment, a way to feel powerful through suffering. Breaking this pattern starts when you stop equating self-neglect with love and start seeing joy as an act of courage. Number 2. The Narcissistic Parent System. When love has conditions. You know that feeling when every family photo looks perfect, but you can't remember ever feeling safe? That's the Narcissistic Parent System. In this house, one person, usually a parent, becomes the sun, and everyone else learns to orbit around them. Their moods, their image, their needs decide the weather for everyone. At dinner, conversations circle back to them. Achievements are theirs to take credit for. And when you fail, it's not your mistake. It's a stain on their reputation. Children raised in this dynamic learn that love is conditional, earned through performance, praise, or silence. You either shine for them or disappear. A father who says, "You're nothing without me." A mother who needs applause more than affection. So the child becomes either the pleaser, always chasing approval, or the ghost, avoiding notice altogether. This system doesn't raise individuals. It breeds mirrors. Healing begins the moment you stop being a reflection and start being real, even if it disappoints them. 103. The scapegoat structure. When blame holds the family together. Every family has that one person who always seems to cause the chaos, until you realize maybe the chaos needs them to survive. That's the scapegoat structure. It's the system where one member, often the most sensitive or outspoken, becomes the emotional trash bin of the family. When tension builds, everyone piles their guilt, anger, and frustration onto that one person. Story example: a daughter calls out her father's drinking, and suddenly, she becomes the problem. The family unites, not around love, but around blaming her. The label troublemaker keeps the illusion of harmony intact. But here's the truth. The scapegoat often carries the family's shadow, the honesty everyone else refuses to face. They're punished for revealing the truth others can't bear to look at. Scapegoats aren't the weakest, they're the truth tellers. Healing begins when you stop trying to earn forgiveness for being real, and realize the system was built to silence you. 4. The enmeshed bond, when love has no boundaries. Have you ever felt guilty for wanting privacy, like closing your door was a betrayal? That's the enmeshed bond. In these families, closeness becomes control. Parents and children are emotionally fused. Everyone knows everything, but no one feels truly seen. Personal boundaries don't exist, and if you try to set one, you're accused of being cold or ungrateful. A mother reads her teenage daughter's diary saying, "I just worry about you," Or a son can't make a decision without his parents' approval because we always decide things together. It sounds caring, until you realize independence is treated like disloyalty. Enmeshment is emotional codependency in disguise, connection without autonomy. The unspoken rule is, your happiness must never upset me. Healing begins when you learn that love doesn't mean merging. Real love breathes. It respects the space between two hearts. Number 5. The ice family. When silence freezes love. Not every wound screams. Some just go quiet, for years. That's the ice family. There's no yelling, no chaos, no visible cruelty. Just a chill in the air you can't quite name. Everything looks fine. Bills are paid, routines are kept, but emotions? Off limits. Vulnerability feels like weakness here. A child wins an award, and instead of pride, the parent just nods. That's what's expected. When the child cries, they're told, stop overreacting. So they learn. Feelings are dangerous. Silence is safe. Children from emotionally frozen homes grow into adults who mistake peace for emptiness or distance for safety. They become experts at self-control, but strangers to self-expression. Healing begins when you thaw the silence, when you let words, tears, and warmth back in. Because safety isn't the absence of noise, it's the presence of connection. Number 6. The volatile household, when love feels like walking on glass. Have you ever come home and instantly scanned the room, just to guess what mood everyone's in? That's life inside the volatile household. Here, emotions swing like a wrecking ball. One day it's laughter and hugs, the next it's slammed doors and broken trust. The rules change by the hour, and no one warns you when the storm hits. A father explodes over spilled milk, then brings ice cream 5 minutes later to make it better. The child learns the rhythm. Tension, explosion, apology, repeat. They become emotional meteorologists, reading the weather instead of feeling safe. Volatile homes teach children that love is unpredictable, that affection always comes with aftershocks. As adults, they confuse chaos with passion and peace with boredom. Healing begins when you stop chasing emotional highs and start building calm. Stability isn't dull. It's what safety actually feels like. Number 7. The parentified child, when the child becomes the adult. Were you the kid who comforted your crying parent instead of the other way around? That's the parentified child. In this pattern, the family quietly trades roles. The child becomes the caretaker, the listener, the peacekeeper. They absorb adult stress, finances, fights, emotional breakdowns, long before they even understand what those things mean. A 10-year-old wipes their mother's tears after a fight with dad. A teenager picks up extra jobs because mom needs help. These kids grow up praised for being mature, but inside, they're just exhausted children pretending to be strong. Parentified kids learn that love means responsibility, not rest. As adults, they attract people who need saving, because they don't know how to receive care, only give it. Healing starts when you realize, being needed isn't the same as being loved. You're allowed to put the weight down and let someone else hold you for once. 8. The addicted unit, when addiction becomes the family's center of gravity. In some homes, everyone tiptoes around the same unspoken rule. Don't upset the addict. That's the addicted unit. Here, addiction isn't just one person's problem. It becomes the family's organizing principle. Every mood, every plan, every dinner depends on whether dad's sober or mom's using again. It's not chaos by accident. It's chaos by design. A child learns to read the sound of footsteps. Slow means safe. Heavy means danger. The family develops secret skills. Hiding bottles, covering lies, pretending it's fine at Christmas. But deep down, everyone knows the truth they can't say out loud. In these families, denial is survival. Love gets tangled with rescuing, shame, and silence. Healing begins when one person decides to stop playing their assigned role, the fixer, the liar, the forgiver, and starts telling the truth. Because the moment someone names the pattern, the addiction loses its power. Number 9. The perfectionist dynasty, when success becomes survival. Ever wonder why no achievement ever feels enough? like the applause fades before it even starts. Welcome to the perfectionist dynasty. In these families, love comes with a checklist. Grades, trophies, flawless behavior. Mistakes aren't lessons. They're evidence you're unworthy. Perfection isn't about pride. It's about survival. A straight A student brings home a report card, and instead of, "I'm proud of you," they hear, "Why not all A+?" Another child hears, "We don't fail in this family." They learn early that approval is a transaction. Perform well, and you earn belonging. Adults from perfectionist homes often become high achievers with chronic emptiness. They chase success not for joy, but for permission to exist. Healing starts when you stop performing and start living. When you understand that love isn't a grade, it's a presence. Because perfection may impress the world, but authenticity is what finally lets you breathe. Number 10. The generational echo, when trauma becomes hereditary. Ever catch yourself saying, "I'll never be like my parents," and then hear their voice coming out of your own mouth? That's the generational echo. It's what happens when pain gets passed down like family heirlooms, wrapped in silence, denial, or duty. Grandfather's rage becomes dad's discipline. Mom's anxiety becomes your hypervigilance. Trauma doesn't vanish, it just changes costumes. A child grows up afraid of conflict because grandma once lived through war. A mother avoids intimacy because her father never showed affection. Generational echoes whisper, "This is just how we are," when in truth, it's just how we learn to survive. Every generation faces a choice, to repeat or to repair. The brave ones are those who stop pretending it's normal. They choose therapy, forgiveness, honesty, not to betray the past, but to set the future free. Healing this pattern isn't rebellion, it's evolution. You are the interruption, the one who breaks the echo and creates a new sound, peace. When you finally see the system, you start to see yourself, clearly, maybe for the first time. All these toxic family patterns, the martyr, the narcissist, the scapegoat, the ice, the volatile, they all revolve around the same fear, that love will be lost if truth is spoken. Every family builds rules around that fear. Some choose silence, some choose control, some choose chaos. But the wound is the same, disconnection. You didn't cause it, but you inherited it. And now, you get to choose differently. Healing doesn't mean cutting everyone off. It means refusing to play a role that costs your peace. It's learning that love isn't earned through suffering, silence, or perfection. It's built through honesty, presence, and choice. The patterns end the moment you stop rehearsing the old script and start writing your own. If any of these patterns felt familiar, the guilt, the chaos, the silence, it's not a coincidence. It's a map of where you've been, not a sentence for where you're going. So here's your challenge. Comment, break the pattern below. Not for the algorithm, but for yourself. Because the moment you name it, you start healing it. And if you want to keep decoding the invisible rules that shape your mind and relationships, hit subscribe. This series continues with Every Trauma Bond Sign Explained. It's time to stop carrying what was never yours. You're not broken. You were just taught love in the wrong language. Now, you get to learn a new one.